Hi, I'm Bruce Melnick. I'm a space shuttle astronaut that flew on 2 space shuttle missions. My first one was STS-41 in 1990 on the 11th flight of Discovery. And my second flight was the very first flight of Endeavour, STS-49 in 1992. Now, one of the first things that we always do as a crew when we get assigned is to design a patch. And normally that assignment goes to a rookie on the flight. Well, our crew liked the patch that I made so much for STS-41 Discovery. They assigned me or asked me if I wouldn't go ahead and design the patch for STS-49, the maiden flight of Endeavour. And so this is how it turned out. And you can see that we had a 7-person crew. Kevin Chilton, the Air Force pilot, he was the pilot. Dan Brandenstein, a Navy captain, he was the commander. Bruce Melnick, I was a Coast Guard commander. And you have Pierre Thuot, who is a Navy commander. Rick Heave, a civilian. Kathy Thornton, who is a civilian. And Tom Akers, who is an Air Force major. And on this flight, you can see it was the very first flight of Endeavour. And back in these days, we weren't allowed to say what the name of the shuttle was because sometimes those changed, or what the number of the shuttle was. But Captain Brandenstein was the commander of the astronaut office at the time, and he said, well, we're going to change the rules a little bit, and we're going to allow ourselves to have the name Endeavour on our mission patch. So that's how he said, Bruce, make sure you incorporate Endeavour on the patch. Now, importantly, all of our space shuttles were named after exploratory ships. And when Endeavour was built, we had a contest with the different schools for the school children to name the space shuttle. And the 2 schools that won came up with the name Endeavour. And that's named after Captain James Cook's exploratory ship, the Endeavour, which was one of the first exploratory ships ever made for pure exploration. And so this is a depiction of very close to what Captain James Cook's ship looked like. Also, the 2 schools that won that competition, their school colors are the blue and gold and the green and white up here you see on the pennants on the mast of the Endeavour. Now, even though we weren't supposed to put the numbers of the flight mission, STS-41, on our patch, I was able to sneak that in a little bit. And if you look very closely, there's 4 stars back here in the stern wave of the Endeavour, and there's 9 stars in the bow wake. So you have STS-4, 9, STS-49. So we were able to get that on the patch. And that's how the Endeavour's patch was designed, and that's the story behind it.
At the Chefs Who Care event, the Ashley Lauren Foundation honored entrepreneur Sir Gary Kong for his special donations and humanitarian efforts.
I never know I had a picture right there.
So you did not expect this at all?
No. What's that mean to me? I used to be a chef before, and now I can come here to taste all the food. That means a lot to me.
And what about your story? You have some story. You came to America with nothing.
Yeah.
What's your message that people can take from you? You're really an inspiration.
Yeah, because when you try hard, do your best. Continue, even though you fail, do it again and again. One day, you're going success.
And why do you think it's so important to give back? I know that's part of your core philosophy of your life is to give back. How can you inspire people to do that?
When you make the money from the association or community, you have to get back to the community. One day when you pass away, you never can bring your money with you.
I love that. So you can't take it with you. Be sure to give it away in your lifetime. Thank you so much, and congratulations. I'm so happy to meet you. It's such an honor, really. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You started the E Network, and that's Everybody in the world, literally the world, knows about E!
We're the pop of culture.
Predicting an announcement.
On your feet! This is Larry Namer! Larry is a global media mogul, and as someone who has been in the television industry, this is just an absolute honor and privilege to share this stage with you here today.
E is, certainly doing phenomenal. It's in, I think, 142 countries now. Everybody talks about influencers, and there's no bigger influencer of pop culture than E these days.
My friend Alan Rofka and I just kicked around ideas, and we just said cable TV is like an electronic newspaper, and CNN was the headline and ESPN was the sports. Well, what was missing was the entertainment business.
It was the first big show that got launched on ETV.
Talk Soup.
Like Sunday night dinner at the Bobbits, it's the award-winning Talk Soup back to check out highlights of the talk shows.
We'll have Greg just watch clips of TV shows and make fun of them.
And we have them all here on this very special Talk Soup.
Springer Soup! Woo!
Or actor who happened to be standing in the way the first time something real happened on the hills.
All weekend long, only on E!
Our first big hit in China was called Hello Hollywood, or Hello Hollywood, as they like to say it. It was really kind of, if you're taking news, but you tailor it to Chinese preferences. And, a lot of people ask me, they say, well, what's your greatest success? And they expect me to say E, which financially certainly was. But I decided that, I would learn how to write comedy. So I wrote a comedy about the contradictions of modern Chinese life. We ended up getting it on the air. But the irony is that the Asia TV Awards, that show was the only comedy from China nominated.
You are the eye to the Western world for a lot of the Eastern cultures. What is it about you that gives you that special eye and the ability to connect?
Well, the number one, a lot has to do with my upbringing. I grew up in, a family. My mother and father were both, very working class. We were poor, but we didn't know it. But they were immigrants, and they taught us respect. I mean, you're a guest in someone's house, and act like one.
If you're not an entrepreneur, when you get there, you'll understand the significance behind Larry.